Hey, this is Eric with TechnoRV, and in this information video, I'm going to tell you how to use the anti-theft feature on the TST 507 tire pressure monitoring system Flow Thru Sensor. And don't forget that you can buy complete TST kits, individual sensors, and even battery change kits, all at TechnoRV.com. I'm going to show you how to use the anti-theft feature on the TST 507 Flow Thru Sensor. When you get your Flow Thru sensors, each sensor will come with a brass nut, and then you will get this claw tool, and these are all going to work together for the anti-theft feature. So what you do is, this is the valve stem to my front RV tire. First thing you're going to do is you're going to put the brass nut onto the valve stem itself. And go ahead and screw it all the way on, because now you're going to screw on the flow through sensor after that. So you want to make sure you screw the brass nut on far enough to where this can get on far enough. So when you start screwing the flow through sensor on, at some point you'll start to hear a puff of air. There it goes. And you just want to screw that all the way past that point, and then just make it nice and snug, but don't over tighten. Now, once you do this, you can, with your finger, you can reach back and just back that brass nut right up to the base of the flow through sensor, just like that. And then now you're going to use the claw tool. And in order to use this, you need to take this black cap off because it's a really tight fit. And with the claw tool, you're going to reach around and you are going to tighten that brass nut right up against the flow through sensor. Now, if somebody comes and tries to take off this flow through sensor, I mean, it's obviously not going anywhere. I'm putting a good amount of force on this. And because that brass nut is backed up to it, it will not let it go. And then, of course, if you ever want to take it off, you're just going to use the tool to back the nut back off of it, and then the flow through sensor will come right off. Now, I do want to say that if you have a valve stem configuration that you don't have the room to use the tool and to make all this work, that it is okay to just put the flow through sensor directly onto the valve stem without the anti-theft feature. In other words, it's not going to come off just because you're not using that anti-theft feature. So we have had many RVers that, just because of the configuration, they weren't able to make that work, and so they just put it on there with their fingers like that without the anti-theft tools. Now, one other thing I do want to point out is that if you use valve stem extenders, like a solid extender, and you use the anti-theft measure on that valve extender, then the sensor's not going to unscrew off of the extender, but it can actually, as you start to turn it, unscrew the extender from where it's attached to the valve stem itself. So if you use a straight valve stem extender, then it's probably just a good idea just to not use the anti-theft measure and just screw it straight on to the valve stem. And basically that's what I do. So there it is, the TST 507 Flow Thru Sensor, the anti-theft device.